Hey everyone, welcome back to Chart Stoppers. Before we get into today's stock, I just need to remind everyone that this channel is about looking at different stocks and mapping out their key support and resistance areas on their daily charts. Also, we will be identifying any trends a stock is in and any key technical patterns we can find on their charts. Don't forget, this channel is for educational purposes only, and I am not advocating to buy or sell any of the securities talked about on this channel. But I am here to point out key factors on the charts that do impact the price action of a stock. Also, I provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use it to start an account. You will get 2 free stocks. And don't forget, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market. Today is January 6th, 2022, and it is the start of a new year. And you could see here, today the S&P 500 is up 0.30%, the Dow is down 0.05%, and the NASDAQ is actually up today 0.39%. But so far this week, we have been having a lot of volatility in the market. The Fed came out with minutes yesterday and they caused the market to sell off dramatically. We've been having a little bit of a correction going on this past week and going into last week also. So a lot of volatility in the market, a lot of selling pressure on the market. So hopefully everybody has been dealing with that as it's been coming. And hopefully everyone makes it through this little bit of a correction we're having, and hopefully everyone has a good year this year. So let's get into the stock I wanted to take a look at today. Today I'm going to be covering Draftkings. I've done a few videos on this one in the past. I will provide a link in the upper right hand corner to the most recent one so you could go back and check that out to see how I got to where my chart is today. A lot has changed since the last video, so if you want to go back and check that out, you can. But today, Draftkings is currently trading at $25.01 at the time of this recording. It is actually up 33 cents today, which is the equivalent of 1.34%. In the past week, this stock has been getting crushed. It's down 11.5%. Just in 1 week. Okay, the past week it is down 11.5%, and in the past month it's down even more. It's down 23.34%. So this stock has not had a good week. It has not had a good month, and in the past 3 months it's even worse. It's down 48.84%. So in the past 3 months it's lost almost half of its value. Pretty close to 50% here. In the past year, it is down over 51%. So 51.4% it's down in the past year. So let's see, going back a year here, we are at January 6th. So let's go back to January 6th of last year, 2021, and you could see here the closing of January 6th. Last year we closed the day at $49. Okay, so January 6th last year we closed at $49 exactly. So that's where we were trading at last year around this time. And you could see today we are at $25. So we are down over 50% from where we were at last year. And you could see from the chart around this time last year, we were on a nice healthy uptrend. As you could see here from the chart, just looking at it, we were on a nice, a nice uptrend. Like I said, we were making higher highs and higher lows on our way to an all-time high, which we reached here in March of last year. So we reached that all-time high. That was on March 22nd of 2021. We reached that all-time high of $74.38. And after we reached that all-time high, we saw this stock start to sell off. Now, we did see a lot of other growth stocks like this stock start to sell off in February of last year, before this one started selling off. So this one was actually kind of late to the party for the sell-off. because a lot of the other stocks with high multiples and high valuations like this one, they started selling off in mid-February of last year. But this one was a little bit late. About a month later, it started selling off. So you could see it reached that all-time high around the end of March here, and then it started selling off. And then it just slowly kind of bled out. We had a little bit of a recovery here. This was in September here. We tried to get back up to that all-time high. We failed to get to that all-time high, and then we had this huge drop, which we have not been able to recover from, and the drop has not stopped ever since it started. Okay, but we'll get into that in a minute. I just want to go over the chart real quick, get into some of these support and resistance areas, and then we'll cover what's been going on lately with this stock, and we'll try to see what where we're at right now. Okay, so right now you could see here I have a line right around $64.50. That has become strong resistance for this stock. You could see we've had a lot of trouble breaking through that point. We've been rejected on two key areas on this chart at that point. So if you look at those two key points on the chart, you could see they have formed a left shoulder and a right shoulder, and then the all-time high right here in the middle forms the head. And you could see, the shoulder, this right shoulder, after it failed to make a higher high right here, we sold off, and that completed the head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so that is a classic head and shoulders pattern. We failed to make a higher high on that right shoulder, and that caused a sell-off. A lot of people got out after seeing the fail to make that higher high, and that caused a huge sell-off right here, causing the stock to drop dramatically here. Okay, now going down our chart here, you could see we did have support at $35, and on my last video, I thought the selling would stop. I thought we had some strong support at that $35 area, and that is where I thought that a lot of buyers were going to step in, and we would see, I thought we would see a reversal around that $35 area. I didn't think exactly at the $35 area. I thought maybe around 34, maybe 34.50, but I thought somewhere around that $35 area we would see buyers step in and volume come in, and we would see a reversal, but we did not see that here. Okay, because right here, this was back in November of 2020 here, we saw a huge drop all the way down to that $35 area, and then the stock went on to double from there. Okay, it went from 35 all the way to that all-time high of $74 here. Okay, so that's what I thought was going to happen right in this area, but we did not see that. It hit that $35 area, and then it just continued to fall through that support. So we did not see the buyers step in. The bears were in control fully of this stock, and they continued to sell through that support area. The support got broken, and now they have dropped it another $10 all the way down to this $25 area, which looked like it was going to hold up. It's been holding up since around the middle of December here, and then just yesterday we fell through that $25 support area. So now it looks like our next support area is going to be around $19, and it looks like around 30 cents. So you could see here we had some former resistance around that $19.30 area. This was back in March of 2020. You could see here we had some trouble getting through that area around that 1930 mark. So that should be our next support area if we continue to fall through here. And it looks like we are going to continue to fall because this $25 support did not hold up. So that should be our next support area to look out for if the stock continues to sell off, which it looks like it's going to. Now, another thing to point out on this chart here that you could see, it's been trading in this parallel channel since failing to break out here on this right shoulder here and making that higher high. So you could see this parallel channel here, it's been in this downtrend, and it's kind of been trading in this channel, hitting on this top resistance and then hitting this bottom support as it goes down. So you could see it's kind of been following this channel, bouncing off this support and resistance on the top and the bottom here. So watch out for that. You could see right now we're kind of in the middle of that channel. So I would look for the stock to probably go down more, probably bounce off of that bottom trend line where the support is on that channel, ultimately hitting off that $19.30 support line also right around this area. Let me zoom in so you could see that better. So I would expect it to probably hit around somewhere over here. I wouldn't expect probably a sharp drop like that, but maybe it would probably end up somewhere right around in here before reversing and then maybe possibly breaking out of there. But ultimately, I would not be buying this stock until I see it breaking out of this resistance right here, okay? Breaking out of this parallel channel. So I would not be buying until it breaks out of this parallel channel completely and we see a clear reversal. So I would definitely not be buying until a clear reversal is shown on the chart here. And, we definitely see some buyers stepping in here because this is just basically a falling knife right now, and you do not want to be caught up in any more selling pressure as you do not know how far this thing can drop. There's no telling how much farther it can drop. Okay, so let's take a look at the moving averages here. You could see, we're well below all of our moving averages on the charts here. Looks like our 8-day moving average here in the white is acting as strong resistance. So that's the first thing we're going to want to look out for. Once we can get above that 8-day moving average here on our daily chart and we see that it's above there and we're gaining some momentum, that will show us signs of a reversal. But again, I want to see this thing out of this channel first. And I want to see it above that 8-day moving average, possibly above this 21 period moving average also here in the blue, and then making, its way towards that 50-day moving average in the dark blue here, okay? So that's what I'd like to see to show me signs of a reversal. And I also want to see some volume coming in on the daily chart, all right? Okay, so let's take a look at the weekly chart and see what we could find on there. And as you can see by looking at the weekly chart here, look at this 8-period moving average on the weekly chart. Look at how closely that follows my upper trend line on my channel here. It exactly mimics my upper trend line. See how I moved my channel a little bit so you could see it here? My white moving average here, that's my 8-period moving average on my weekly chart. So that has been acting as strong resistance throughout this whole sell-off here. Going back to, it looks like right here in mid-September of last year, 2021. So as soon as we fell below that 8-period moving average in mid-September, that's been acting as strong resistance. Look at how the weekly candles, every time we get up to that 8-period moving average on our weekly chart, the stock sells off. Okay, we reach that moving average every week and we sell off. Okay, every time a wick gets up to there, it'll sell off. So that has been acting as strong resistance. So that'll be the first thing. Like I said, on the daily chart, we're going to be looking for us to get above that 8-period moving average. And also on our weekly chart, that's going to be huge. If we see a weekly candle get above here, get above this 8-period moving average, this white moving average here. Okay, you guys can put this on your charts at home if you're looking to enter a long trade here and try to gain back some of what you lost here on some call options or or you're just looking to enter a trade here on DraftKings because you like the stock, this is a perfect opportunity to get back in on this stock if you missed out the first time here. Okay, because this is a very good buying opportunity here, and I wouldn't want you to miss out. So once you see this thing get above this 8-period moving average, either on the daily chart, and then confirmation would be on the weekly chart. As you can see, it's been acting as strong resistance here. Okay, the reversal would be once you see it close above there, and then you could even wait for even further confirmation, another weekly candle to close above there also. So maybe you want to wait for a close above there on one weekly candle and then another confirmation candle, to stay above that moving average, just to show the momentum is headed in the right direction upwards, just to show, a clear sign of a reversal there. Okay. And that will be the right time to enter that trade there. And then also you want to make sure we're outside of this parallel channel, this downtrend we've been in too. Okay. And that's just, what I threw on my chart, to see how it's been trading since we've been selling off here. Okay. That's just a little extra thing I added on my chart just to show you guys, what it's been doing here, the support and the resistance on how it's been trading. Okay. But also you could see, we have our 21-period moving average here and our 50-period moving average here in the dark blue. We're going to want to see the stock, once it clears that 8-period moving average, we're going to want to see it get above this 21-period moving average also, because that could act as resistance also. So we're not just looking for the 8-period moving average. We're going to want to look at this 21-period moving average too, because that has been acting as resistance here too. So keep an eye on that one also. And, that's about it for the weekly chart. You could see here what the problem is with this stock, that 8-period moving average on both of our weekly chart and our daily chart. Let's switch back over to the daily chart. And you could see, every day, pretty much, we get up to that 8-day moving average and we sell off. Okay. Open up at that 8-day moving average and we sell off from there. We trade up to it and then we'll sell off the next day. Sometimes we'll close above it, but then we'll end up falling back below there. And if we get above there, it's the 21-day moving average here in the light blue that will act as resistance. So it's those two that are causing us problems here inside this channel, as you could see. All right. So we need to get above both of those, actually, not just the 8-day on our daily chart here. I'm back on the daily chart in case you guys, didn't see me switch back to the daily chart, just to show you guys. But you could see once we get above this 8-day moving average on our daily chart, we're going to want to see it get above that 21-day moving average also, because that is acting as resistance too. Okay. And then we want to see it clear that 50-day moving average, because that is pretty much following my top trend line here on my parallel channel. So once we could get, clear those moving averages inside the channel, then we want to see it clear that 50-day outside the channel. And then, we'll be good for the reversal there. So we'll keep an eye on this. Hopefully, we see this soon, but I really do think we're probably going to see, this thing probably is going to make its way down to that $19.30 area before we see a reversal here. Okay, there's just too much selling pressure. The bears are in control of this stock. They've been in control for a while, ever since, the $64 area here. And they're just not letting up. And I don't think they're going to let up anytime soon until they squeeze every last drop out of this stock here. And you could see with the market conditions today, it's not looking good for bulls right now. So I think we will see a reversal soon, but I think we're going to have to get down to this $19 area first before reversing. I don't see it dropping past that $19.30 area. Okay, but I could be wrong. Hopefully I am, and we do see a reversal right here, but we will see what happens here. All right, so if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. And I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.